Greetings, you guys. Long time no speak. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing well. This is your sister with Queen Esther Tarot. It's been a minute, so shout out to my fellow DHGs. So yeah, let's get it. It's been a long time, and I apologize for those of you that have been on the channel and supporting it. I haven't put out as much readings as I would like to and consistent as I would like, but I really have to just honor where I'm at the time. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the message. So let me see. I don't want to start off with tarot first. Let me use my my Divine Oracle deck. I've been picking up this energy of really, I don't know if any of you guys are in this energy as well, but like really tapping into, or just, if it's just you're starting out, initiating it, or seeking to find, or just kind of scratching the surface of your purpose and what your identity is and who you are in the eyes of God, your creator, and not based off of what, society has said about you, or what your family or friends, the identity that you've kind of played into. You're peeling back those layers and you're really understanding what your true identity is, right? So I'm going to go ahead and pull from this deck, and I just noticed, like, when I stopped shuffling, you have not of this world. So clearly, you are not of this world. I am that I am. Yeah. You're so much more. You're greater than, that box that we sometimes put ourselves in or allow other people to put us in. You have the king/queen mantle. So, yeah, you have that mantle on you of royalty, divine royalty, that royal priesthood that comes from not earthly based queendom nor kingdom, but divine queendom and kingdom, right? But I'm speaking to the women here. So queendom, you have prayer and meditate. So yeah, I feel like some of you guys, this is what's been on your heart. If this is your reading, this is for you, no doubt, without a doubt, that this is your reading, because this is where you've been at, where you've been really pressing and sitting with yourself and sitting with God and tapping into your identity. How do you wish to use me? How do I show up in the world? What is my blueprint and my stamp here in this planet, in this world, on this earth? What is my assignment? How am I a valuable asset to this planet, to this world, to the people's lives that I'm meant to touch? Like, really pressing into that and not focusing so much solely on your identity as like, oh, I'm a mother, or oh, I'm a student, or oh, I'm a this, I'm a that. But your divine, if you want to call it heavenly, or what is your true identity? When I talk about Esther from time to time, like, this channel was an assignment that I was given. It took me some time to really, like, tap into this and put this out there, right? It's still being worked on. It's still, it has its time. It's not going to be something that I can rush. It's really just going to unfold in the way that it's meant to, in the way that I'm divinely guided to. But when you talk about the story of Queen Esther, her identity was, if you look at it on the surface, she was a Jewish girl. She was an orphan. You might have even said that maybe she came from poverty or less than, and she's taken into this kingdom, in this palace of different cultures, different religions, people of different levels of status and influence, and here she is, being prepped to be someone's wife, someone that she doesn't really know too well, someone that's completely out of her league, in a sense, if you look at it from an earthly perspective, someone that is not from the same culture as her, so what would we have in common, and so on and so forth. But the bigger assignment was greater than her being chosen by the king to be a queen and to be a wife. But that queen mantle that she was called forth into, because she was being used using her level of influence, her prominence at that time, to be an assistant. So her true identity was not so much in where she came from. That's part of it. But her identity and her purpose was to be that forerunner, to be that voice, to be that influence that helped many people from being slaughtered. If you think about like a Black Lives Matter movement, and let's say, for instance, I'm just going to use this hypothetically, let's say like a Meghan Markle, let's say she was an activist for Black Lives Matter, right? And she's placed in this kingdom, right, in England, and she's, you know, using her influence to say, hey, like, I don't like what's happening in America with my people and so on and so forth, and I want to stop police brutality. Like, if you put it in that perspective, that's very powerful, because, and to really influence and say, yeah, we're not going to do that, I decree this and I decree that, and whoever any cops that's out here, you know, slaughtering people, and I don't know if I can say that on here on YouTube, but like K-wording people, M-wording people, and any cops that do that, there is a persecution for that, right? Let's say that was something that really happened. You know how powerful that would be, right? So if you look at it from that perspective, historically, let's say Esther in that place with her fellow Jews, being under the hand, like being under this pressure cooker and this decree going out that this is what's going to happen to these groups of people. Can you imagine? And she had no game plan. All she could do was fast. She was led to fast for 3 days. She encouraged her people to fast for 3 days. She got the idea, and she was boldly able to step up and walk up to that king or whoever. I might be getting the story a little bit mixed up because I can't remember exactly the person that put the decree out. And I think it was a middleman. Please forgive me. But whoever she had to face, that person, and state her claim, petition what she was asking, like, come for, like, this is what I'm asking, this is what I need. I'm inviting you to my party, basically. I'm inviting you to this party. I want you to come, hear us out, let's talk business, like, basically like that, right? That was bold of her. So her identity was not in her being a Jewish woman alone, or her coming from a broken home, or being an orphan, or being taken against her will into a palace and into a culture and all of that, and a world that was unknown to her, to become a wife of someone she barely knew. But it was more so the assignment that was given, who she only she could fulfill that assignment, right? So you got to figure out, what's my identity? You may not know the big gist of it at that moment that you're seeking, but as long as you're seeking, what is my true identity, and not like, okay, what does everybody think about me? How does my friends see me? How does men and women view me? How does it, like, that mundane stuff, right? That doesn't really matter on the gist of things, because no man or woman on this planet has the power nor the authority to say who you are and who you aren't, and it be valid, because they don't know you, they didn't fashion you, they didn't create you, right? So long story short, ooh, yeah, these cards are like stuck to my hand. Cleanse your space. False idols. So spirit is like cleansing anything out of your life where you might be idolizing certain things. Like, spirit is like, I don't want you to get too caught up. Like, okay, let's say for instance you're a mother, or let's say you're a content creator, let's say you're a writer, let's say you're a singer, let's say you are a cook, let's say you are a teacher, whatever it is. Like, I don't want you to make those things an idol, or how people see you, or what people say about you. Oh yeah, you're the funny one. Oh, you're the kind one. Or you're the mean one. Or you're the da-da-da-da-da. Don't get caught up in that. Alright, let's see. I want to... Actually, I'll hold these off last. I'm going to pull some tarot now, just to clarify this message, or what is the message that wants to come out for Holy Spirit. What is the message that wants to come out for this particular collective, Holy Spirit? What is the message? What is the message? Come out. Take these two. Oh, okay. Cards is like, oh. Okay. Call me when you get home. Okay. Oh, let me see. First to the Hermit and the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, so it's like the opposite between versus the Hermit is the seeking of your purpose, your North Node, your North Star, your path, your purpose, your true identity, your divine identity, versus like these things that we're holding on to. A material thing, a superficial thing, right? Such as a earthly title. Oh, I'm a manager here at blah blah blah, or I'm a supervisor, I'm a CEO here, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a painter. Like, you're coming out of that, right? And it's not to say that those things are not a part of you, but if it's something, anything that can be stripped from you is not fully your true self or your true identity. Just as a car, a Mustang can be taken from anybody just like that. You could lose your condo. You can use your mansion, right? Anything that can be stripped from you is not your true identity. It's a part of you. It might be a gift. It might be a talent. It might be something you've taken on for a time, or a security blanket, or a generational pattern, whatever it is, or whatever you come into, or these are just parts of you, but it's not your true identity. Does that make sense? You have Judgment. I heard Cleaning Out My Closet, the Eminem song, I think it's called. Clean Out My Closet. Five of Cups. Whew. Three of Cups. Six of Wands. The Empress. And at the bottom of the deck, you have the Emperor. I don't doubt for a second that you guys resonate with the story of Esther. And I feel that, like Esther, literally, your life could have, you may not be an orphan physically, like on a obvious level, like you're an orphan, you don't have your mother, your father, whatever, or no family. Some of you might, that might be truly your story. For others of you, you deal with the orphan spirit, and I, like, if you don't know what that is, look it up. But you might be, your breakthrough, your realization, or the manifestation of you stepping and walking into your purpose and like utilizing and understanding the weight of your true identity under God, right, will come in some unlikely circumstances. What is that word? I think it's called vestitude. The term vestitude. It's a situation where circumstances that may have happened in an unexpected way, and sometimes in a way that is unwanted, right? You wouldn't want that for yourself. Kind of like a tower moment, right? That pulls you into this great big thing, because like Esther and many women at that time, they were taken against their will to be put into this house, this palace, to go through beauty treatments just to be chosen as the next queen, next wife. And mind you, a lot of these women, they were not of the culture. It was against their faith, their belief, wherever they were. Like, that wasn't, you know, Persians and Jews at the time, they did not get along. They had beef. So it was, you're putting me in a situation I'm not even used to. Meghan Markle's story, I wouldn't use her exactly in that sense, but if you want to look at it from a little bit of a mundane kind of surface level, that kind of fits it a bit. Like, kind of put that into perspective. This woman, that biracial woman, raised by a black woman in America, being put in a house full of royals, right, in England. Different culture. Completely different culture. So it's kind of like, take that kind of and make it make sense, right? But sometimes, and this could be something that hurts, right? Like, I don't want to have to go through wherever I'm going through at this time, but there's a victory in it. There's a purpose to it. Three of Cups, Six of Wands. Because this Six of Wands represents the victory after the competition, right? So Spirit is not going to put you in the lower vibration of you competing with other women in a sense of, oh, I'm better, I'm more of this, I'm more of that, I'm more smarter, I'm more beautiful, I'm more this, I'm more that, I'm more talented. No, that's not what Spirit's saying. There's really truly no competition, because we all have our own place, our own identity. We just have to understand what it is. Sometimes we put ourselves in unwanted competitions with people unknowingly, or people do that with us because we're all trying to figure it all out. Like, what are we about? And when we don't know who our true identity is, we're like crabs in a barrel, right? Knowingly and unknowingly. Everybody wants to be seen. Everybody wants to be noticed. Everybody wants to be known for something nowadays, right? Fame is the drug. Recognition is the drug. Having a platform is the drug, right? It adds, it's become a part of identity of self. Self-validation. Have we fallen into this? I'm sure we all have. I can attest that I know I have, right? We'll fall into that place of seeking the validation and the likes, and even if you don't think you're doing it subconsciously, you are, right? There is no competition when you know who you are and what you're called to do, because we all hold a significance, right? And your favor is favor. That just means, it doesn't mean that you're any better than anyone. What favor truly means is that the Most High Divine is using you for a particular assignment for the greater good and the highest good, not about you like selfishly. It's not about self, but for the greater good and the whole, using you as an assignment to, and your favor comes with you thriving and being successful because you're being trusted. It's like Spirit has entrusted in you this assignment, and therefore that's where the favor comes in. Because I trust you with this, I'm going to make sure that you thrive and succeed, because it's kind of like you're a secret agent, but for the divine. I'm giving you this assignment. You're going to be placed here. You're going to do this and you're going to do that. You're going to be put in these places, these environments, these connections, and this and that. This is going to happen because you are executing something of a greater cause, right? That's the whole Esther thing. That's the only reason why. Not maybe the only reason, but the main reason why, if you read the story of Esther and the parable of that, was her favor came from alone that seed of her assignment and her true identity and what she was called to be. That competition and all of that, her circumstances, it was all for the greater good. Even her, down to her being an orphan, even down to her being taken against her will somewhere else, her being chosen as queen, all of that played a role into the greater good of it all. Does that make sense? I hope this is making sense to somebody. You're going to have divine helpers. You're going to have key players that tie into all of this. Some of you guys are hearing the call. You're hearing the greater call, or that pressing of like, okay, let me seek more. What's really going on with me, right? Outside of the false self, outside of this false identity of who you think you are, who you have to be. Okay? Let's see what else. Whoa. Dang. Okay, you have higher self, you have synchronicity, and you have release. Okay? So Spirit is calling you to let some things go that are no longer in alignment, or letting go of your wants and your needs and giving it up to Spirit for it to be either taken and just thrown away, tossed away because it doesn't serve you anyway, or to be transmuted, to be cultivated, to be prepped, to be molded, to be fashion, like to be presented in, like, here it is. I'm giving you, let's say you have in your hand clay, but you have different colors of clay, and these different colors represent your different wants, your desires, your dreams. And let's say the yellow clay represents your career. Let's say the purple clay represents your spiritual gifts. Let's say the green or the pink one represents your desire for love, and so on and so forth, or money and career, whatever. And you haven't really molded, or maybe you started molding it, and Spirit is like, because you're trying to mold it out, and it's like, oh, it's kind of ugly, you don't really look right, but I don't know, but I'm holding on to it because essentially I want it, and I want it to be molded in a certain way. So when you can't do it, it's like, okay, maybe someone else can help me. That's you giving it to Spirit, you giving it to God, saying, okay, this is my needs, this is my wants, this is what I desire, and you're giving it to Spirit. You're surrendering to Spirit. And if Spirit is like, oh, this clay, no, let's toss it. This clay is old, it's dried out, it doesn't work. Let's mold something else. Or let me take what you desire, and I'm going to mold it perfectly, and when it's done, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it back to you. Perfect description. That just came just now. I ain't never ever channeled that before, but That was good, Spirit. That right there, like, that's perfect way. I don't want to make this too long because I don't know how much memory I have left on my device, but you have synchronicity. So you are going to get a lot of synchronicities that might be connected to metamorphosis and transformative energies, like things letting you know that you're about to progress, you're about to elevate, you're about to be placed in a position that you do have to stand out, where you do have to be used as a voice or a vessel. And for some of you, that orphan spirit might come upon you where you feel like you have to either overperform or you feel fear of performing, period, at all. And when I say performing, means showing up. You know, that fear, that pressure of like, okay, I got to do this. But when it comes to who you are, all you got to do is be yourself. When it comes to God, God is not telling you, oh, if you got this, if you got that, then yeah, I can work with you. Yeah, if you got this amount of money, I can work with you. Oh, if you are what the world says is pretty, I can work with you. Oh, you did this or you did that, your works, oh, I can work. No. When you're called, you're called. The spirit sees something inside of you, even if you don't see it, you gotta trust it, and you don't gotta do anything to perform to get it. Esther was open to taking notes. That's one thing that I feel like is significant as well. You have let go or let it go and ready for more. Let's read let it go first. You have number 18. It says this situation no longer serves you. Allow me to sever your energetic connections to the past so you can embrace your future. And look at the butterflies there. 40, ready for more. Your career is growing and blossoming. Now is the time to make the changes you have been contemplating. So yeah, it's like so big. This flower that you watered, you nurtured, is so big. It might be greater and bigger than what you even fathomed or thought this flower was that you planted, that you've spent time with. This can represent parts of your purpose, your gifts. There's a blossoming that's greater than you expected, right? And there's love here for this. So this is something that you truly have a love for, you truly have a niche for, something that you genuinely hold passion for, because it's not only something that is yours, but it is a gift to others. Okay, it's something very special. I don't know what that is. It will be different for each and every one of you. But let me cut this off right here. Much love as always. You guys would like to get a coaching session with me, I am available for coaching sessions. I have my Esther Singles Love Coaching. I have Life Purpose Coaching, and I have love coaching if you're dealing with someone, and just more so it's for you and helping you to see both sides of the coin. But yeah, check it out. All of my information will be in the description. Much love as always, y'all. Be blessed, be safe. I'm glad to be delivering this message to you. It's been a minute. Be blessed. Take care. Peace.